Hello, my name's Zoe Caryl and I'm the author of Julia Sleeps, my first novel which I published in June 2025. I've been a singer all my life, earning my living in the world of entertainment, but in 2010 I had the idea that I wanted to write a novel, and not just any novel. My mother Celia was a great storyteller and she used to tell me stories about her childhood when she was growing up in Glasgow in the 1930s, which I was fascinated by. Although she and her family were poor, she had a happy childhood, living in a tenement right in the heart of the city. In the final year or so of my mother Celia's life, I helped her seek a publisher for these and other memoirs, gain interest from presenters of nostalgic radio shows and other people concerned with the history of entertainment. Our endeavours were not successful, and I was very disappointed for my mother, as she still had much to contribute and was a great raconteur. I began to wonder whether a more attractive way to present these memoirs would be in the form of a novel, and so the initial idea for Julia Sleeps was born. Sadly, my mother passed away whilst this plan was still in its infancy, and my life took a turn that did not permit the writing of a novel, but I returned to the work in 2020, when we all had a lot more time on our hands. The story I had begun around 8 years previously had never stopped whispering to me to complete it. The more engrossed I became in telling the story, the more I discovered my own voice as a writer, and the characters from her childhood that my mother told me about began to take on a life of their own in ways which astonished me. So, although the inspiration for my lead character Evie was my wonderful, funny, glamorous, talented, charismatic mother Celia, within a few chapters I realised that the door of my imagination had been opened and that many surprises and wonders awaited me during the crafting of the book. The characters in the story went from being the shadowy black and white figures of my mother's memoirs to real people with real emotions and motivation, moving and talking in ways that were completely unpredictable and wonderful. And this is only the beginning of my writing journey, as I have completed the sequel to Julia Sleeps, Julia Wakes, which I hope to publish in the spring. I'm currently writing a third novel and have outlines for a fourth and a fifth. I'm very thankful to my mother for telling me her stories all those years ago, as it is those very stories that have set me on this wonderful new path in my life. I hope you'll visit Amazon to have a look at this very special book, my first novel, and join me on my writing journey. The book is available on Amazon, Amazon Kindle and Kindle Unlimited. Please visit my website to learn more. There's a free short story for you when you join my mailing list at zoecaryl.com.